Yeah, when I was saying my master's program was on e-commerce.
On e-commerce. So where are you now?
I'm in Cape Town.
And what are you doing there?
Okay, I am ICT and MIS manager
Which company?
at the West Coast. It's a TVET college.
Or the Tibet College?
Yes, sir.
All right. And patients, welcome. Cloud, welcome. Okay. We just waiting for African time. Maybe we can give five minutes.
Yeah.
And welcome, Thomas. Welcome, Tinashe.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moira, and good afternoon to the rest of the lady, to the gents and the ladies who are online already.
All right, and Clara, good afternoon. Hello. There is no questions.
She's connecting her audio. Hi, Clara.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Miss.
How many people promised it?
On my end, 13 people. 13.
13.
Yes.
All right.
So I forwarded the links via email and some via LinkedIn and others via WhatsApp.
All right. So is Thomas available? Thomas, okay. Hello?
Shit.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm available, sir.
All right. So thank you. And can you introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Thomas Moronda. My
What
name
do
is
you
Thomas.
do?
I'm working as an assistant public relations officer at Young Africa Academy, and I have a degree in English and communications, which was attained from Midland State University.
And where are you based?
I'm based in Strungiza.
All right. How is Chitungwiza?
Strungiza is okay. It's a bit.
It's okay.
It's a bit calm. Yeah. What?
Okay. As long as it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. And Patience, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Who are you? We just see Patience Chakwi.
Yes, that's correct. I'm based in Harare in Zimbabwe.
What do you do?
Currently working as an executive assistant at Mind Tongues. I also do voiceovers on the side. Yeah, and I also do events management. I do a lot of things just to keep busy. I also have a background in journalism.
Ah, okay.
I used to be an anchor at ZBC.
At ZB?
At ZBC.
Oh, okay. Okay, the broadcaster, the national broadcaster.
Yes,
Oh,
for
okay.
both radio and TV.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So let's give a few minutes and then we can start.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Here's what I was trying to say before I went to your job. There's a new model
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, okay. I think we can start. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good
to you.
afternoon.
Yeah, so
Zambi.
yeah, the idea was just to get to know each other first and then explain what the opportunity is, and then you can then decide how best you want to be part of it. Do we all know each other in the I see we are nine so far, is it? There are some who are not showing their pictures, so we don't see them. So is it possible for you to show your face so that we see you and we all can know each other and we pretend to know each other? Tendai Chimara, Clara, we don't see you. Okay, that's Tendai Chimara. Maybe your audio is muted.
Yes, I've just unmuted.
Okay, and Patience, we see a picture that may be cropped or fake one.
I'm at the office, but I'll just show you my face quickly.
All right, that's fine. So for proof of life, you can go out, yeah? Okay, and Clara? Clara, is there proof of life or it's all right. Clara, we are waiting for your proof of life. Okay. And Jackie, Nesu, we are waiting for proof of life. So everybody else is alive except two. Okay, Jackie. All right.
Jackie seems to be connecting to audio right now.
Yeah. And Clara is not alive.
Clara, are you there?
Okay, there is life there. All right, so the opportunity is that training is part of a capacity building initiative. Oh, Jackie, good afternoon. Hello, Jackie? Jackie?
Say, how are you?
How are you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you introduce yourself? Okay, Jackie.
I am
Hello? Did you hear Jackie?
Nope.
And
Jackie, you are breaking, so we can't clearly hear you.
Hello?
Maybe it's the network.
hello, say, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You are breaking.
Yes.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yes, let me try and join it.
All right, we could, yeah. Abel Mavura, good afternoon.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I was
Good
saying
afternoon.
I'm Jacqueline,
Hello?
and I write about entertainment arts.
Oh, entertainment and arts. Okay. Are you based in
I
Zimbabwe?
write about entertainment and arts. I have been writing for Zim Updates.
Oh, so you are with Takuzwa?
Yes, it's with me.
Okay. So Takuzwa, how many people do you have on your side?
Today I was expecting 3, Jackie, Thomas, and that one called Vanya. But today I've only, seems as if there's Thomas and Jackie only.
All right, no, that's fine.
They were affected by coronavirus, so they couldn't get hold of the proper connection.
All right. So that's okay. And Abdul, how are you?
I'm doing fine, sir. How are you? Thank you.
Yeah. Where can you introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Ebo Mavura. I'm from Togo. At the moment, I'm in France. I was doing my studies here, so now I'm working with a certain local NGO. But I have an initiative in Zimbabwe. It's a news agency that I'm trying to set up. At the same time, I have an NGO that I've been also running since 2003. It's called Mayo Zimbabwe. It focuses more on youth and women development empowerment programs. So just trying to bridge the gap in terms of information, raising awareness on issues affecting young people. But I've also realized that there's also a need of maybe coming up with something like a tablet that will be also disseminating that information at national level.
And today,
Hello, sir, and everyone. My name is Tendai Chimwara. I grew up in Harare, in a small township called Mbare, Mushamkuru. I am an accountant by profession. I am in UK at the moment, working for a building society called Nationwide. Yeah,
okay.
I think that's it about me. I am married and no kids at the moment.
All right, that's good. So we are all connected. The project that we have is a funder, the United Arab Emirates, the embassy in South Africa. And they want to be able to be part of this initiative that we're calling Banking on Africa's Future, where we use media as a builder of bridges between people who don't know each other, who don't trust each other. So the relationship between Africa and the Middle East, particularly UAE, Qatar, and the other Gulf states, is already established through aviation, logistics, and banking, finance. There are people who go shopping to the Middle East, transit through the Middle East, and the news that is covered in Africa about the Middle East is a challenge. So as part of this capacity building, they want to work with us so that we produce content that is also biased towards the Middle East, but not only Middle East, but to train journalists into critical thinking and also positive thinking. So some of you are not journalists, but everybody is a journalist. If you are a human being, you are a journalist already. So I was talking earlier with the ambassador. He was saying now they are in the Ramadan period. I think it's ending on the 26th of May, which is next week. So he will talk to us, but he wanted to check the areas of interest by person. Some people who are interested in technology matters. Some are interested in shipping, logistics. So some are interested in current affairs. Some are interested in lifestyle, entertainment, arts, culture, whatever it is. So if we can do a summary of each of us, who is interested, then it's a project that we are building together, depending on your interest and your time availability. So we can use the online online meetings to be able to move forward. But I see, Takuzwa, you have already written an article and I sent it to the ambassador. He was happy at least that one of us is already started talking about the UAE and talking about the Middle East.
Thank you.
The more we put that content in a structured way, the more it gives visibility. And those who are online bloggers, then obviously the more the news spreads. We have introduced it as 1870, a network as an umbrella, but we also have a radio platform, internet radio platform called 1873 Radio. And we can use that as a platform to do content generation. Obviously, those who contribute to that will be noticeable by their contribution. And the radio as well, to have conversations wherever you are, and Corona has demonstrated that the future lies in safe distance. And this is the safest distance that is close to the screen. So we don't have to be together in the same office. And our work practices don't have to be limited by geography and physical distancing. So here we are. If you have any questions about the initiative, you can ask questions, but obviously we will speak to the ambassador. So I've created this group as a South African-centric group because Zimbabwe and other countries don't fall under the jurisdiction of South Africa. So for us to be able to attract funding, we have to have an address that is South African, so that we don't interfere across borders from a funding point of view. But then wherever you are for this project, you are relevant. So you could be in the UK, you could be in you could be in Australia, but news can be captured to create a universal content platform. The more we are, the better we are. So if you have your friends who want to be part of this initiative, let us bring them so that we rehearse. When we come with the ambassador, if we say we are 20, we are 20. If we say we are 30, we are 30. And each one will be able to describe what it is that they have an interest in. And there are people who are opportunists, who are only interested in the money, but they have a belief or conviction of what they're doing, or sharing content that can provoke or even ignite others to do things differently. So what we are looking for is people who genuinely have an interest in building their names, their profiles with content that is worth sharing. And there are different areas. No one person, there are many journalists who have challenges in building stories. But the more we are organized, it means some of you will go to the UAE, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, or whatever city, to be able to broadcast from there. But if we are one, we will not be able to get the critical mass to be able to attract the support that will be relevant to the individual. So if we are structured, we are orderly, we have protocol, we have structure, then the rest, it can follow. It could be a Zimbabwean platform, but the content may not be Zimbabwean. But we may call ourselves Zimbabwean, but there are many Zimbabweans who live in South Africa, many Zimbabweans who live in Zimbabwe, but they're good content generators. But because of the situation in Zimbabwe, they don't have income just to pay for data, to pay for the common things that they need to function as practitioners in the media space. So for us, we are saying technology has broken the boundaries. So let's live up to it wherever you are, as long as we know what we need to do to be able to earn what we need to earn, then the rest is possible. So we have senior journalists like Sam there, you have Tony, Tito, and Takuzwa. Sam, when you look at the Middle East from your experience, do you think the Middle East is getting coverage in South Africa?
Not really. There's no, they are not. In short, they are not. There isn't enough coverage in terms of what's happening, except probably when it says the content generated is Dubai, that is for leisure and tourist kind of people. Then if you are for professionals, those who are traveling to Saudi Arabia are going to work that kind. So that's the kind of, at least that's what I'm privy to in terms of what I've seen in the public space.
And Takuzwa, in Zimbabwe, do you see any coverage that is Middle East centric or?
Back home, it comes to the Middle East, coverage in terms of people who go there, buy stuff, tourism and leisure, but when it comes to current affairs, politics, technology, we rarely cover that. And some of the coverage, some of the stories that get covered are the ones where the president gets to meet some of the diplomats from the Arab Gulf state region. But apart from that, nah, there's nothing.
All right. And on your side, is there any coverage of the Middle East?
To be honest, not any that is significant that I can speak of now. I think there hasn't been any excitement towards that area, or should I say maybe any motivation to look into that direction, because usually news goes with interest and demographics. If we really don't have Zimbabweans, or Zimbabweans have no interest, have not been talking much about that area, there hasn't been much. But I think because of this, now we are now looking east, should I say? Yeah, I see there's going to be general interest and excitement towards that. Now yet there hasn't really been anything that I know of any local journalist covering.
Okay, and anyone, Thomas, do you see, or do you see the Middle East or the significance of the Middle East from a content side, even in the UK?
I've not come across anything. The only thing that I know of when we talk of the Middle East is leisure, really. Apart from that, there is nothing else that I know that goes around here.
All right, and Suleiman, do you see anything?
I think I concur with what other guys are saying, but I wanted to add this dimension to say, you see, I think there is nothing actually with regards to Middle East, but you realize that being Zimbabweans, we have turned ourselves into what I will say, we look for opportunities. It is out of these seeking opportunities that we bring about some information that we might be talking about. But in actual fact, we don't have much to do to speak of in terms of our media space about Middle East, unless also, or possibly if we are talking about the wars that are happening there, when you are looking to reading news and those kind of things. But in terms of what is the best, it is only coming from the people that are seeking work, going out there, and as Zimbabweans, we are all over now.
Okay, how many of you are interested in learning?
I'm more than willing.
Yeah, I'm also willing to learn more.
All right. So all we are looking for is willingness to learn. And then the second is obviously the more you do something, you acquire the gift for it. And you can test whether you have the gift by the people who read your content. So for now, we are assuming we are building this global platform for ourselves first, and secondly, to sell the content to a channel. So for now, we can say our pilot is UAE. And it need not be the only pilot. As you are aware, in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia is a big player, but Saudi Arabia has a problem with journalists. If they don't have journalists, they will butcher you in a consulate, and you may discover you are not going to live to write a story again. But they got a problem with Iran, diplomacy, and the significance of the Middle East in global terms. You may find that the Middle East today is really the New York of yesterday. And Dubai is the London.
I also just wanted to say, I think the other reason why probably, this is from personal experience, okay? Why I find that region doesn't get coverage in Africa that they deserve, probably. The engagement that they have with Africans, it's, especially from the media side, I don't think they've managed to build that those kind of relationships and the bridges that are needed for them to allow people to learn a bit more about them, especially Africans. They've kept it as a closed community or region that us as Africans, we really not probably perceived as people capable enough. This is me talking because I had an opportunity to travel in that region about 2016. I did Dubai, I did Abu Dhabi, and I went there as a journalist, but it was difficult for me to try and get content there. But I found it easy if you look for international media, like from Europe, US, they are perceived differently. CNN, I think for the last 6-7 years, they've had one of their senior Perus there in Abu Dhabi. But I don't think the African media is given the same respect, which probably explains why people also tend to lack knowledge or probably not show interest in terms of what's happening in terms of covering the region. That's my experience. It would have been nice maybe that the ambassador would disagree with me, but I think that's one of the key things that I find there's a disconnect between that region and Africa in terms of engagement.
So you are raising a point, but you remember even on Morocco, you have been writing stories.
Yeah.
But when it comes to engagement, sometimes we are not organized ourselves.
Look, but what I'm saying, at least in the Morocco's case, I think we've seen Morocco. They're doing their best to try and engage with the rest of the continent. They take media. I think annually they take people to Marrakesh to try 4 or 5 people to try and get people to understand who they are, which has not been happening with the MEA region, because the MEA region, I think, for most Africans that are there or staying there, it's your IT guys, SAP guys, your engineers, the guys that they go there 6 months, come back, and most of them, they don't really have good stories to tell about, except those that go for holiday and leisure. It's because we are not exposed, we don't have anyone to confirm or to talk to in terms of getting a deeper understanding of what goes there.
So I think that's a positive one, because we know that we don't have coverage.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you think the coverage is important for African players, entrepreneurs who need access to capital, who need access to business linkages, and whether the Middle East is a bridge to Africa in terms of products and solutions? Do we all agree that the Middle East has evolved into an important address of commerce, industry?
Yeah, it is. I think probably it is the biggest, the single important address at the moment to set up business.
So if it is, and in terms of building nation states, do you think there are lessons to learn from the Middle East about how to tolerate others who don't look like you? How to build out of foreigners who may be the majority in some countries or some cities?
When I look at the question that you are posing, particularly when it comes to building these communities where as individuals we are inclusive, I think just from personal experience in as far as a conversation that I had with the ambassador, one thing that I learned about the United Arab Emirates is that there are 200 nationals within the United Arab Emirates, and you find out even in some of the positions in which, I mean, if you were to look like at most African countries, you would only find in such positions those who are so-called indigenous or the locals in those particular positions. But from what he expressed was that even within the army, key positions are also held by foreign nationals, and there are about 160,000 South African nationals who are based in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates.
Do we have a tribalism problem in Africa? Do we have a racism problem in Africa?
There's so
Yeah,
many
we
isms in Africa. Racism, one of them, and also tribalism.
There is prejudice, definitely, but I suppose when the cultures, they also differ, you know, for behavior, like the way we behave in public here and the way that I would behave when I'm in Abu Dhabi is totally different, which is okay if I know, but I shouldn't really be punished for not knowing. I'm not a poor boy, I'm just saying. There's a lot.
Do you agree that we can learn how to tolerate each other?
Yeah, definitely.
By telling the stories of others.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Most definitely.
I think most probably is because we need to move from strong positions of what can I say? We have got perceptions, man. Remember, I'm saying, look, what we know now and what we have perceived, we have added knowledge of other people's stories onto what we were talking of. So be that you realize that I think it needs an open mind approach where we'll be able to tell the story depending on how we are getting the story from their side. So I think that is what is critical now. Because what is with us, all of us and more, besides those that have got experience, it is that perception that has grown with us. We are not so much, because number one, we've got limited information. Number two, the people that are going there are going for business and some for some various reasons. So their particular side of history and the knowledge that they give us, we don't know much. We have nothing to test it. So I think open mind approach is the best way that we can try to know what is happening over there.
Can you also say that maybe religion plays a huge factor in how we perceive the people meeting? Because Zimbabwe is a predominantly Christian society, and here people tell stories that if you go to Dubai and if you do the wrong things, your hand will be cut off. That is, if you steal something, take someone's wife, or if you look at a woman lustfully, you're stoned to death. So perhaps that's why many people are, skeptical and afraid of going to Dubai, and that's how maybe news is lost within the perception.
Hello?
Okay, from my side, maybe I should come back to the project. How are they envisaging this project working out? What are the final details of it? Are they expecting a different platform that specifically targets that region, or they just want more stories around the region everywhere across Africa? How are they envisaging this panning out?
You should remember we spoke about it in connection with Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
And then I approached the ambassador with a project that identified the media as a low-hanging fruit of building awareness and also promoting these cultural links. So the project was driven from our side.
Okay.
So we can look at journalists, and some of them are not journalists, but they are active in the social media, but they don't have direction. They don't have anyone to look up to. When you look in Africa and say the senior journalists, where are they? The Christian Aman Poe or this Richard Quest and whatever, and the Wolf Blitzer, or when you look at CNN, you look at Al Jazeera, you look at all this. There are people who are known in media and who can attract interviews at a very senior level. But in Africa, we don't seem to have a top of structured media profession where you can say that's the Archbishop of News. You can say this is the Cardinal of News. This is the Pope of the media. So we all are general priests, each one with their own church, each one generating content, but there's no structured interventions. So he says, okay, can you come up with the names of the people that you think should be in this academy? And we'll meet you halfway. So we've been talking for the last 1 year. So it is for us to be able to come back and say, these are the men and women who have the interest to do something, and this is what they are doing.
Okay.
Rather than inviting applications. People with degrees but are illiterate about what is required. There are people with experience, but the experience is tailored at something. So if we come together and maybe within 6 months, we will have somewhere to start from.
Okay.
We will be on the job training as it is. And so some may use their pseudonyms or whatever and write stories, but as long as they get recognition for their stories. The good thing about content is that if you don't have it, it will show.
Yeah, definitely.
It will show. So it's for us to be able to organize ourselves so that when we talk to the ambassador, we have order and structure and what we want to do, not what they want us to do. Because they are not doing it. And sometimes they are also frustrated with the African media.
Yeah.
They also don't know how to get access to the media, or how to invest in relationships. So when we do meet, some structure, some order, so that we know who is interested, who is not interested.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe for now, probably maybe we should, we can check with the skills that are available now, that we have now, like you had asked earlier about interests, so that at least we have a database of the skills in the media space that probably we have. So that is business, politics, whatever that people that are keen on or they're able to cover. So if we have that database, then I think it will be a good start to say, if coverage for their economy, then you have got people that can look into that. If it's a political side, then you have people that within our own setting that will have skills to be able to provide a holistic coverage of the region.
Yeah, I think that's what you're suggesting. We have until the 26th, until they finish the Ramadan. So we can, in the meantime, people who are here, we start doing by just testing, like what Itakuzwa did. Just testing I don't know, on your side, did you get any feedback on the stories that you published?
Which one?
I think you published something in Zimbabwe Update.
Oh, okay.
I think we'll come back to the same problem that people are not really into the news from the Arab Gulf. So the feedback, yeah, it was there, but not as much as the as normal feedback we get from other stories.
All right. So how best can we package it together so that the same story can be carried in multiple platforms?
Yes, I think.
So what was the headline of your story?
It was about the United Arab Emirates, a local company in Dubai. It had developed a new technology for rapid testing COVID-19, laser technology for testing COVID-19.
Oh,
Let me just double check there.
So if we look at that story, how best can we make it sexy and interesting?
I think we can do so by including the Zimbabwean aspect or the African aspect.
Well, I'm saying is, yeah, you are the one who is, it says your company develops groundbreaking. You understand?
Yes, yes.
So if we are choosing to provoke our customer, our normal Zimbabwean customers, where they will look at Mnangagwa as a headline or Chamisa as a headline in Zimbabwe, or here they look at politicians. How best can we make these stories of interest to our public?
Oh, for this particular one, I think maybe I should have included the Ministry of Health's fault test kits. Zimbabwe can lend maybe some
You are
lessons.
covering the Middle East, and you are talking about a Middle East company.
Yeah.
And then how best do we make this COVID issue on your desktop a story that you are cutting and or copying and pasting?
Yeah, I think
What angle? Do you think we need training on that?
I'm not understanding the question, though.
Do you think we need training on getting headlines?
Yeah, I think so. But on my part,
Developing.
I think on my part, I think I was a bit naive when I came up with the headline.
But you think that, so on your side, would COVID-related stories be of interest to you?
Yes, definitely.
All right. So maybe you can just now take each one, send to Tinashe the list of areas that you think you have interest in tackling.
Okay.
And if it's COVID innovation, it could be the vaccines or whatever, the PPE. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And what are the products? Right now, imagine you are Corona and you cause people to change their budgets. Would you not be the most important person?
Definitely, I would.
You know how much money has been diverted out of other things into Corona?
Billions.
Huh?
Actually, billions.
It's everything. It's everything.
Is there a story in that?
Yes, there is.
Yeah. Is there a story in that?
Yes, there's a story there.
And is the Middle East a cheaper address than Africa for PPEs?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah?
It is.
Without even looking at anything.
Yeah, they are.
So I can ask the ambassador to assist us with identifying UAE companies that are in the PPE. Because they've already donated some stuff, is it?
Yeah.
So in this donation, there might be companies in the Middle East already who are in those products. Is that correct?
Correct.
So you can write now a message to say, I wanted to write a story about this global supply chain, value chain for PPEs and the role of the Middle East in bridging the needs with the limited or challenged supply value chains.
All right.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Some of the people in the Middle East have got cash. They can buy from China, stock in Middle East, and then deliver through UAE, through the Etihad or Emirates, is it?
Yeah. Qatar Airways.
And the changing character of aviation. You know how many planes they are removing seats, you know that?
Yeah, turning passenger planes into cargo planes.
Into cargo planes. So for the first time, cargo is a big business for airlines.
Mm-hmm.
And how many players are in the Middle East? Qatar, they are cutting jobs, is it?
Yeah. So Qatar is, I think it's
Qatar Airways. No, they're cutting jobs because the airline industry is going through a difficult problem.
Yeah. True.
So Corona is impact on global aviation industry. Corona's impact on supply value chains. So some people who used to carry cargo by ship are now carrying cargo by plane. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Huh?
Now cheap actually.
Yeah, so you can start there. So what Sam has said is that of interest for you to identify the areas that you need to be able to ask questions and write stories.
Yes, it is. It is of interest to me, sir.
All right. Suleiman, what interest areas do you have?
So far, me and my group of my people, we had identified current affairs, health, arts, and culture.
All right. So you can give us the name of the person so that we can then test some articles.
All right. Some of them, I think they've left the broadcast.
No, that's fine. I'm saying is when we retreat from here, let's retreat so that we know what is next.
Okay. I will send them the details to Tinashe.
All right. So can we do that by individual so that we can get to know more about the interest areas?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
And another question, we see William Milasi. Is that correct? William? Okay, William is not, he must be hearing us. He's not on mute. So Any other question? William, good afternoon. So any other question or questions? Do you have any question? So
not from me.
Question is on mute. All right. Any other question? Abel, any question?
For now, I'm good.
All right.
For now, I don't have any question. Yeah, I'm just following, and I think it's I'm learning a lot, and I think this is a brilliant initiative.
All right. And William? And Tendai, is it of interest to you?
Yes. Maybe I'm very keen to know how we are going to be moving forward with things like in-depth training, because for me it's an area that I have not been, but I'm very much willing to learn and start to learn and start to write stuff that is meaningful. So
we can start by showcasing the articles that we do.
Okay.
So that if you write something, the second thing is if you want some information from the ambassador, even while they are on the Ramadan, we can then put them on WhatsApp and say, you like to do this 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we can approach it from a screen sharing. So I think we did that last time, which is we shared the screen on the Middle East on Gulf News. So we can pick up news from there. I don't know, Tinashe, you shared the screen of the Middle East.
Yes, I did share of the Gulf industry. Yes, it's, if you Google Gulf industry,
even share what Takuzwa is written, and we can quickly go through it so that you see the critique. It's not personal, so that we improve the craft and make it relevant to our target audience. So
unfortunately, today I'm using a phone and not a PC, so I'm not able to share from the phone. And it's stating, let's see, when I click share, say host disabled, attendee sharing.
How do you share the advanced? There's a basic, is it?
Let's see.
Advanced files.
So when we share, let me see if I can be able to do it on the phone again. Say share. Okay, what's disabled? I can do that. Okay, let me try to connect using a PC quickly.
All right. So we can take that as just as one rough guide. First, we want to be able to get search optimizers. How do we get Google AdSense? So any other question?
Not from me.
So when will be the next meeting?
Let's see, when do you think we can be on the next step? When is everyone available?
So the takeaway for now is we need to send areas of interest to Tinashe.
That's right.
That's the takeaway from today, right?
And how long do you think you can get that back?
I can do that as soon as I put the phone down. I'll send him now.
All right. So can we say 4 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah, that's doable.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm available.
It's fine.
No, this story that I was reading, it says UAE company develops groundbreaking COVID-19 test technology. So already I am promoting the UAE company. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dubai, at a time when the UAE is grappling to control the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, a Dubai-based company has developed laser-based testing equipment that identifies coronavirus patients in seconds, further enabling the country's aggressive screening program. According to the latest statistics, the UAE has so far recorded a total of 5 million COVID-19 cases, 325,000. According to the UAE, it's not the UAE, is that correct?
It's not what?
It's not the UAE that has recorded a total of 5 million COVID-19 cases.
Well, according to
the latest statistics.
Yeah, according to those statistics.
That's a world figure. That's a world figure.
World figure. So we already have minus there.
All right.
Yeah, 325,000 deaths. They'll kill you. It's bad marketing.
All right.
1.9 total recoveries. That's a global number. Then, so we need to amend it to correct it.
Okay.
Otherwise, the ambassador will come screaming on us.
So we remove the.
Hello?
No, I'm saying so we remove that part where it talks about statistics.
No, you talk about statistics. If you need to talk about that, then you say of which the UAE is so much.
All right.
Then imagine the medical research arm of International Holdings Company has given hope to the UAE through its state-of-the-art medical technology. Quantless Image Labs lead researcher, Dr. Pramod Kumar, expressed optimism in the new technology that has been recently that has been recently was deployed on a large scale again. You have to remove that was recently recently deployed in a large scale trial.
All right.
And then in a report, Kwanlus could also benefit Zimbabwe in a bid to curb the rate of infection, which has led. So already the story has nothing to do with you. So how best can I take this story and localize it? How many tests have been done in Zimbabwe, Takuzo? Do you know how many tests have been done in Zimbabwe?
Yes, I think about 15,000.
And how many tests have been done in South Africa?
It's close to 300,000. I'm not really sure about this.
500,000 plus.
Yeah, you can Google, isn't it?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, then we take those.
I can share some resources for states that are available for global SA and region.
That's what then we take that story, and the byline is that testing is the biggest challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even this lockdown is affected by testing.
Exactly.
So if you don't know, you can't control.
Yeah.
So right now, most people are looking for rapid tests. They are looking for the cheapest test kits. So this technology in the Middle East could be of value to the countries where testing is a challenge. Huh? And Southern Africa could benefit from that. And that quickens people to come back to work. Huh? This quickens normalization. And that in Southern Africa, do you know Mr. Test? Do you know a person called Mr. Test?
No. I don't think I know him.
No, we don't have the pop star of Test, is it?
No. Don't have the what?
The pop star, the Ronaldo, the...
Okay, yeah, we don't, yes.
The Messi of Test, we don't have, isn't it?
Yes, we don't.
Yeah? So we can now go to Sam, who says he's got the stats. We can also Google. So we cut and paste and put together a story that demonstrates that UAE could be a partner in Africa.
With the latest technology that they are developing.
That they're developing.
No. Yeah, I get the point there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's clear now.
And you are the bridge to that company, because you know something about the company.
Okay.
And you can even send the article that you have written to the company.
All right.
So that you develop some relationship with the company. Why is South Africa not testing more? That's a headline. Why? So we want to know. So why is South Africa not testing more? Government has rolled out and in the what?
Is it an intensified screening and testing campaign?
Yeah. So you see that South Africa has intensified, but who are the testing companies in South Africa? Our province is requesting few tests, too few tests. So you talk about testing ecosystems. Then you have a solution provider. But write it as if you are covering the region.
All right.
Anything else?
You also get maybe a statement from the ambassador.
No, you can write it. You can write it just talking about testing and the cooperation between a company you already know. You may not even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So when we do 3-4 articles on COVID material, COVID-related things, we mix it. We make sure that there is content that somebody can read. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So you can improve that one, amend it. Then let's deal with, if testing is what we are looking for, if it's PPE, if it's ventilators, whatever we are looking for. We look for suppliers of ventilators in the Middle East. And we say we are challenged. And some of the masks are no good. Quality assurance, quality control. South Africa facing significant constraints with COVID-19 test kits. While South Africa is facing significant constraints in the Middle East, they are making innovations. So I balance it.
Yeah.
So, okay, do we get there? So if you need help, we can help each other.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I will be in touch with that other group.
Yeah. So, Saki reaffirms support Expo what? Dubai. Is that correct? So we have the stories. So we assist each other to write model stories. And then also model interviews. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, okay, I think that's, thank you for your time. Let's do something by tomorrow. We will have those who have written something and then we compare notes and we showcase what we've done.
Yeah.
But let's give Tinashe the areas of interest.
Okay. Yes, you can share the areas of interest. And where's my notebook? The notebook where I wrote. Oh, I think I forgot it. A notebook where I had written some of the industries that we could say are pillars. But nonetheless, each and every individual just share your areas of interest, and we can be able to take it up from there.
I will certainly do.
So that's, thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir.